Alright, Shalom, man. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone of all well. Blessings to the hopeful elect. Teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. Just gonna get straight into this, man. Scriptures talk about through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Alright, so basically you gotta understand that coming into this truth, you're gonna be tried and you're gonna be tested on levels where you didn't think was possible. But amen, the Lord said that he was going to give us a way to escape, and that he will make a way for you to bear whatever that you're going through, man. The Lord knows that you can deal with it, so you have to have that in mind as well. Okay, it's Jeremiah 9:7. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will melt them and try them. How should I do for the daughter of my people? Alright, so the Lord said that he was going to melt us and try us, man. He was going to basically put us through tests, alright, and we're going through that right now. Okay, if you're in this truth, and obviously, you've been in it for a while, and you've just started coming in. Sirach, the 2nd chapter, warns us. It said, prepare that's all for temptation if you come to serve the Lord. And I'm going to get that. Yeah, man, it's basically the word for melt them, and it says to smelt, to refine, to test. All right, so basically the men of the Lord in this truth, they're gonna be basically it's being likened unto an ore that's being smelted in a furnace. And if you know anything about smithery or smithing, the only thing that you'd put an ore into a furnace for is to remove the impurities from that ore, to basically get or retrieve, or to obtain, should I say, the purest metal that you want to get out of that ore. So for example, if you wanted iron, you'd put iron ore into a furnace, and then at the end of it, once it's cooled down through the refining process, through the melting and purification process via the furnace, out would come an iron bar once it's all finished. And or I could use gold, for example, gold ore. Once it's mined, you put it through a furnace, out the other end comes, once it's cooled down, a gold bar. Okay, so that's how the Lord is basically refining his men. Alright, and now you can take that analogy and you can apply it to your life in this truth, and think about all the impurities that you have, or that you have had growing up in such a corrupt system, headed by the so-called white man. All the indoctrinations that's been forced upon us from his full system, I like to call it, growing up. Alright, we have to get rid of all of these things, and we have to be washed clean with the water of the world. We have to be purified, we have to be melted and tried, alright, through the furnace of affliction, and out will come the purest version of ourselves, alright, in whom the Most High, we hope the Most High will find no guile in us when he comes back. It says to smelt, refine, test. Yeah, because these are all tests that we have to go through. Okay, to smelt, to test, refine, to smelter, refiner, goldsmith. Okay, we just spoke about a smith. Okay, so let me get go to another precept now. Jump straight to 1 Peter 1:7. In fact, let me start from 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. Alright, so basically, you're going to be in heaviness through manifold temptations. There's going to be certain things that are going to confront you. Satan is going to jump on the obstacles around you, or the people around you, to basically tempt you constantly. Alright, as it is written, Satan roaring up and down like a roaring lion, seeking those that he may devour. And he's going to go for the weak spots, man. So you got to know your weak spots, which would be the refining process, because basically your weak spots would actually be the impurities that are within you that you need to get refined. Okay, so I'm going to read it again from the top. It says that the trial of your faith, in fact, I'm going to jump to verse 7. It says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why the scripture says, blessed is the man in whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity. All right, because basically when the Lord comes back, you don't want to have that iniquity. You don't want to have to pay for all of that iniquity, those blemishes, those weaknesses, or those impurities that you had on you before the truth. Basically, you want to be covered by the blood of the Lamb. You want those iniquities to be blotted out. Okay. So you want to go through trials of fire. You want to be purged, because that basically purifies the Lord's men, the elect, and basically makes you ready for the appearing of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or Yahushai rather. Okay, so you want to be ready, like a what can I say? The bride ready for the marriage, basically the marriage of the Lamb. Okay, you want to be ready, man, and you want your garments to be purified and made white. Okay, but the only way you're gonna get that purification process is if you go through the trial of your faith now, with the temptations being thrown at you from all angles. Okay, now let's jump to Zechariah 13 and 8. All right, now this is dealing with the 2/3 and the 1/3. All right, it's going to go on to the 1/3 in the next verse. But I'm going to start from verse 8. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And that's talking about 2/3 over there in America. 2/3 are going to be cut off and die, man. That lake of fire, America is basically going to be completely dissolved, and it's going to be a barren, desolate wasteland. The scriptures speak about desert dwelling creatures are going to be the only things that are going to be able to live there after the lake of fire and nukes have struck America. Okay, so you ain't going to be seeing no more Empire State Buildings, no more Statue of Liberties. The scripture says that the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard. That's how much. 200 million missiles. That's a lot of missiles that's going to hit. And basically, Mexico just had an 8.2 magnitude earthquake, and that ain't nothing compared to what's coming, man. All right, so you got to basically imagine that. You got to visualize it and allow this wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of your times. Okay, that you may be purified before that time comes, because you don't want to be left with your dick in your hand, for lack of better words, when that time comes, man. Okay, verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So that's talking about the elect, the third part, okay? Because 1/3 of the nation of Israel is basically going to be the elect. All right, those are the ones that are going to get beamed up out of here. They're going to be saved from that destruction, all right, from the time to come. The ones that the Lord has not imputed iniquity upon, the ones who the blood of the Lamb has covered them, all right. It said, they shall call upon my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And you know what, man? The scriptures speak about not Israel being of Israel. There's not all Israel is of Israel in Romans 9 and 6. Why? Because there's an elect of Israel. Okay? Really, there's all Israel is basically the elected nation over all the other nations on the planet, but there's an elect within the elect. And this 1/3 is talking about the elect. Okay? So basically what you got to understand is that the Lord said he's going to bring the third part through the fire, and he's going to refine them. Okay, going back to that word refine, going back to that word melt. All right, to be refined, just like a goldsmith and how he would refine gold. And it says, and try them as silver is refined, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call upon my name. And is that not what we're doing now? And the Lord said he's going to hear us. All right. And he's going to say that that's my people. Okay. No longer is it going to be said, I'm Yah. These are not you are not my people. But now it's going to, the Lord's saying, these are my people. All right. Remember, because the scripture speaks about in Hosea, I believe it's the 1st chapter, in the land where it was said, ye are not my people, there shall it be said, ye are the sons of the living power. All right. And that's what's happening right now. Okay. Now let's go to, I believe I'm going to go to the Apocrypha. I'm going to close out on this one. I don't make it too long. Beautiful. Sirach chapter 2. I'm going to start from the top. My son, if thou hast come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. Okay, so you got to understand that. I mean, Acts 14:22, I'll just quote it. The scripture says, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, so you got to understand that Satan is going to tempt us, man. All right, manifold temptations. But, you know, these things are all basically set up to try us, man, to purify us. Okay, to refine us. Okay. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And what's that last end, man? When we're changed and we're beamed up into that chariots, man, and we inherit the kingdom. Okay. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Now this is the point. For gold is tried in the fire. There's that refining again. Okay. There's getting rid of that impurity again. All right. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right. Notice it says acceptable men. Okay. Because the Lord is looking for the men. The Lord is dealing with the men. All right. So you got to understand the Lord is dealing with order. And through the men, you know, there's going to be certain elect men that are going to have women that are going to be saved. And so on and so forth, man. Because the women are going to be saved in childbearing and children and so on and so forth. Okay. But you're still going to get elect men, like Apostle Tahar says, that ain't even going to be of the 144, but they're going to be of the 1/3, but they're still going to be of the elect. So by the end of the day, gold is tried in the fire, and it's going to be acceptable men that are going to be tried in the furnace of adversity. So we've got a lot of things coming up just around the corner to go through. All right, we ain't out of the woods yet. All right, the scripture says much is given, much is required. So you got to understand, and you got to have your wits about you in this truth and walk circumspectly as wise and not as fools. All right, understanding the whole conclusion of the matter. And the conclusion is that, look, man, there's going to be a lot of tribulation that we're going to have to go through, and a lot of refining processes that we're going to have to go through in order to receive and inherit the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, let me just read the next verse as well. Close out on this. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say on that, man. You gotta believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and be patient when you're changed to a lower state. Remember that, verse 4. All right, because it's nothing but a refining process that the Most High has set up. All right, to try you and try your faith and basically chip away at all of your impurities, into refining you into that perfect, well, you know, basically a better version of yourself than you were before. All right, because none of us are perfect in this flesh and these chains of darkness, man. All right, so Lord willing, you Arkim were edified, man. Let us strive for perfection. All right, let us strive for perfection and cleave unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. With that, man, I'm gonna say shalom.